Hey guys,
All
it's
right.
Aiko. I'm an American English pronunciation coach and business coach based in Hawaii. I am super excited that I have a guest today, and tuning in to tuning in to Zoom from Italy. So we have 12-hour difference. So I'm at night 9 p.m. here in Hawaii, and he's at 9 a.m. in Italy. So welcome, Giovanni. Thank you very much for coming to my show.
Hello, thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. So would you please introduce yourself to the audience?
My pleasure. So, my name is Giovanni Bortoluzzi. I come from Italy, near Venice. If you know the beautiful Venice, I live nearby. And since 10 years, I teach overtone singing techniques and also throat singing techniques, especially in the styles of the Sardinian Throat Singing, which is a part of Italy, an island of Italy, and also the Tuvan styles that come from the Republic of Tuva in the middle of Asia. So that's my specialization. I don't know how to say that. Sorry.
No, this is so awesome because I have
Thanks.
been working on throat singing, specifically Tuvan throat singing, and I found your YouTube, and then I'm like, wow, you have an amazing voice. So I emailed you, and then we were like, okay, so let's meet on Zoom, and then the conversation was amazing. So today, maybe you can give me a mini Kagura lesson first, and then we're going to move on to the overtone singing because I want to know a little bit more about overtone singing. Okay, so how do you describe Kagura, and how do you usually teach Kagura?
Okay, so Kargyraa is something that you achieve by engaging the false vocal folds. So you start from your regular speaking voice, and then you had the vibration of the false vocal folds. So anyone can do that. The difficult part is to find the comfortable pitch or area where the false folds are easily, they can start easily. So they vibrate at a certain condition, and you have to struggle a little bit to find the right pitch where it happens like naturally, because indeed it's a natural movement. So in your case, you can probably find that pitch around the F and G note of the third octave. So we are talking below middle C. So
Right,
also,
right.
imitation is very good. Imitation is essential. But again, you have to imitate someone that is near your comfortable pitch. In my opinion,
Okay.
that's the key in the beginning.
Right. So I realized after the conversation with you, I realized that my Kagura voice was too low. So you said
Mhm.
that maybe G, like oh, this is like my comfortable area. If I was
Mhm.
doing like oh, it's like really low. But then you suggested this is like much better for me.
Mhm.
Okay, so how do I go from there? I got the sound oh.
Okay, you just pretend. There are two ways we can see both, I think. Even on Zoom, it can be possible. So first you have to pretend to clear your throat, but in a very gentle way. So again, the note was ooh, ooh, oh, oh. So I'm trying to, but very softly. Just let it happen. You don't have to be like very a strong attack, like bam, like that. No, it's more like just let it go. Mm, mm.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
the first way.
Okay.
Go for it.
Mm, 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 Is this false vocal?
No, that
No.
sounded like Fry voice. This one, you were very, very gentle. You can do something more like gently, but with conviction. Try again.
Okay. Mm, 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 like that.
Yes, you understood the exercise now because your false folds started to vibrate. So you have to be aware of which area your false folds are you can feel them actually. They are above the vocal folds. So if the vocal folds are here, 1 centimeter above them, there are the false folds. So when you do also like like before a speech, we can do that. Then you locate the vibration, and then you just have to try to keep that vibration up here.
Okay.
So try clearing your throat briefly, like yes.
This one.
Very, very good. Do you feel the rumble in your throat here?
Yes. Yes,
Perfect.
exactly. Like I feel that I felt that like some sensation above my vocal folds, like around here.
Yes. Perfect. That's it.
Okay.
So
Right.
you have to try to make that sound longer. So once you are very comfortable with this rumbling, like a growling sound, so you try to get it longer. Obviously with your comfortable pitch. And then 1 second, then after a bit of practice 2 seconds, until you have it like naturally. You can also speak with that voice.
That is so cool. I really like that sound, and I really want to get that sound. So it's like like that.
Exactly.
Okay. So what happens if I feel some pain in my throat? Like you said, like it occurs naturally. So how do I go from like a little painful and uncomfortable feeling to comfortable and it's more natural?
That is a very good question. So how do we engage the false folds? That's the answer. So there are muscles that squeeze the vocal folds and some muscles that also squeeze the false vocal folds. So in the beginning, it can be harder to maintain a normal speaking voice while at the same time squeezing together the false folds, because we need to squeeze them in order to make them more close to each other. So the airflow that allows us to speak, so the false folds get in the way of the airflow and they vibrate. Because so the hard part is to maintain a relaxed speaking voice, and then so those are my false vocal folds, you know. And if I squeeze, so I have to squeeze just the right amount, not too much, not too less, in order to make them vibrate. And this is also a visualization very useful to achieve the other throat singing technique, which is very cool and very, for me, it's more difficult than Kargyraa. Kargyraa is perfect for a beginner. But of course, it's mechanically it works like that. So speaking voice, false folds are apart from each other. That was the Hme voice, and you just squeeze more. So how do we avoid to feel the pain? At some point, it is difficult to squeeze only the false folds. So it will be very easy to squeeze a little bit also the vocal folds. And that's where it comes, the pain. So if you feel to cough or itchy, it's because you are squeezing also the true vocal folds. That's why you have to stop, relax,
Oh,
and
got it.
maybe practice more Kargyraa. So a good control of the Kargyraa voice can help to get also the other technique. But also it's a very safe place to start to learn how to squeeze the false folds and to control them. We can also do different types of voice, like a more breathy voice can be colored with the false folds. So instead of, this is my breathy voice, I can do this voice, which is very breathy, but also with false vocal folds. And of course, you can have fun, like, for example, how do you feel today? Today I'm very, very tired. Oh, why? What happened? So you can split your personality. Also, it's like a game. So if you treat it like a game, a playful way of using your voice, then you will have fun and the control will come to you. Remember that if you cough, just rest for a bit and try to take the measures of what you have done.
Wow, this is so amazing. Okay, so now I know how to practice at home for Kargyraa. Okay, so now
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to the overtone singing. So how would you explain overtone singing to someone who doesn't know anything about it?
Yes, that question is a bit harder than the previous one. But yeah, I think that we can say that harmonics are something that is always present in our voices. So you don't have to create the harmonic overtones. So overtone singing is the art to amplify them and to let them manifest. So they have to manifest themselves. You have to allow the overtones to come out. You can do that with the throat singing techniques, of course, but also with your normal, regular speaking voice. If you listen to the sound of the vowels, you will hear that something is hiding behind the vowels. And that's the curiosity that makes you realize that there is something going on. So let me give a demonstration. If I speak normally, ooh, and I change from one vowel to the other, ooh, you can hear that there is a whistling note that is changing as soon as I change my vowel sound. So that's the basic principle. I'm not doing anything. The overtones are already in the voice. So we can go further and use some more advanced techniques. And the most common one and the most efficient, in my opinion, is the L technique. So you make the sound of a L, but with the tip of the tongue slightly curved backwards. And you say like L, L, la 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 la. You can hear that something is happening in the voice. So my voice, your voice, everybody has this phenomenon. So at some point you can find your position of the tongue like this, and you will hear a whistle on top of the fundamental tone. So you keep a steady pitch. Oh, and then you adjust the position of the back part of the tongue. And the overtones will just come out. You can amplify them and control them, but the melody that you hear is not something that you do with your mind. It's not our doing, it's something that comes from the nature. So the intervals, the notes that you feel, they are part of the harmonic series, which is a phenomenon that occurs to every sound in nature.
This is so cool. So first, when you were demonstrating the vowel changes, your tongue was not up, right? But then I
Exactly.
still heard a clear overtone.
Yes.
And then
The,
when you move your tongue up, and then now your overtone is really projecting.
mhm.
Yeah, I really love that sound. So right now I can do overtone singing, but my overtone doesn't really get projected yet. So
Mhm.
like it sounds like I hear the overtone, but my bass sound is so loud, like so much louder than my overtone singing. So how would you like how can I project my overtone and then quiet my bass tone or the fundamental?
You can do that with the Sugut technique, which comes from the Tuvan tradition. So that way you can use your false folds to like change the sound of the fundamental tone. So the fundamental tone will get more like metallic and softer, and the overtones will be more crystal clear that way because you are balancing the two volumes. That's a way. For me, it's really hard. I'm not a very good singer at all, but that's a way to do that. Another way, which I feel more comfortable for me or also for beginners, is to try to focus on the overtone and try to give it the space it needs. So when you sang earlier, I noticed that in the first overtones, the position of your lips were very precise. And then as you went up in the harmonic series, then you lost a little bit the position. And the fundamental tone took over because of that. But at some point, you can just sing softer with your voice. Like, I mean, you can speak louder. Ah, oh, and I'm speaking loud now, but I can speak softer. And this is my voice now. So I'm speaking. My fundamental tone was like just soft, like the focus was on my lips. They are very important. The lips are the last part that shape the overtone. So if you manage to control very precisely, you can get a very loud overtone apart from the volume of the fundamental tone. And of course you can use the throat voice. You can almost cancel the volume of the fundamental tone, but it's harder. I mean, it's harder because the muscles involved are more, so you have to do more fatigue. But it can be done. Not my
Yeah.
specialty.
Yeah, this is like really difficult. I'm trying to do Sigit too, and then going like making my voice like this, and then going like like making that sound. But it's
Mhm.
like I can't cancel that fundamental or the bass tone. My overtone becomes really strong when I try to add a lot of pressure, like Sigit. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, still like it's really difficult to control all that chamber, right? So
Yes, even Tuvans, they say that Sugut is the most difficult timbre. Kargyraa is somehow soft, oh, relaxed. Then you have Hume, which is a bit more, oh, yeah. And then with Sugut, you have to push more because you have to cancel the fundamental tone. But by doing that, let's say the risk or the collateral effect is that you squeeze also the vocal folds. So you have to be really, really precise. I would say that a Tuvan teacher is way better than me at this moment. If you want to learn Sugut, Tuvans are the best. They have the experience.
well, thank you for all the advice. So for overtone singing,
Mhm.
okay, so I learned that I need to make sure that my lips are having a good shape to so that my fundamental doesn't take over. Right.
Exactly.
And then yeah, so more space. Do you have a lot of space inside of your mouth when you do
Yes.
overtone singing? Feels like your mouth shape is more vertical rather than horizontal.
Yes, that's very a very good visualization you gave me right now. Yes, it is more vertical, and also a good exercise to check if your overtone technique is efficient is to bite your finger like this. So if you take out your finger, you will have a centimeter between upper teeth and down teeth, and then you can even try to sing the overtones with the finger. And you have to be very relaxed. So in order to do that, you have this space. So you can feel the space between the back part of the tongue and the palate quite noticeable. So you can also control it. When you narrow it, you get higher overtones, and when you go down, you have the lower overtones. So the lowest overtones will change the shape of your mouth and face. So you have to adapt constantly the dimension of your cavities in order to give the overtone the right habitat. So that way the overtone will sparkle, will light up and be very clear.
Oh wow, okay. Because your like shape right here changes when you start doing the overtone singing. I noticed that it goes your jaw goes down a little bit, and then I feel like your muscles move forward, or I don't know, but like I feel like a lot of you're using a lot of muscles here, but looks like they're all relaxed. So
Yes,
wow.
when you sing overtones, you use more the shaping movements of the lips in the lower overtones. But when you go up, it's more tongue position than lip position. So for example, if I sing to you the whole scale, at some point I just keep my lips in one side and they are locked. You know Clint Eastwood when he holds the cigar like this? That's the position. So only your tongue moves. But if you go down, then you start to project the lips forward. So you stop using the lips. you have to get to know these mechanics in your voice, and then the overtones will be always clear because you are constantly adapting the position to make the overtone feel comfortable and pop out, I would say.
This is so awesome. So, since you prepared the map, I mean the piano and the harmonics, maybe you can share the screen and then maybe show the harmonics that you just did,
Yes,
or any note.
with great pleasure. This is an application that a very good friend of mine created. So you have the equal temperament piano on the left. As you can see, I can choose whatever note I want, starting from C3 up to C4. This one is the best range, the best octave to sing overtones. But you can, of course, go even higher if you want, but let's stay there for now. So the cool thing about this program is that you can choose a fundamental, and on the right, the program calculates for you the overtones that are present in that note. So the harmonic series is always the same melody going up. It just transposes when you change the note, but the intervals are always the same. It's difficult for the human voice to amplify every overtone because some overtones will be naturally louder than others. Let me give you a demonstration. So I really like the D3 note, and when I use the technique, the first overtone that you will hear is the fourth one. The third one or the second one are very soft. It's difficult to hear them. With this program, it's very cool because if you tap on them, you can hear the sound. So when you hear the tones of the harmonics, then you can do the same thing with your voice, and you also can do the melodies, so you can jump from one overtone to the other and you can create actual melodies. So first you learn the scale, so and that was from the 4th overtone up to the 12th. Then you learn how to you can do the little exercises, you know, like an imaginary harp in the air, and you just pluck the strings that are always there, and then you can do the melodies. So for example, you can play around with them, but you can also do known melodies. Like, for example, Amazing Grace is a very good one to sing with the overtones. So I have to start from the 6th overtone and jump right into the 8th overtone. So I have to skip the 7, which is the skill required in order to sing the melodies. So being able to skip the overtones that you don't want is the key to make melodies with the overtone series. So this is the 8th, and this is the 6th. So And that's that's the exercise
Bravo,
that you can do.
bravo.
Thank you. I didn't do nothing. The overtones did the melody. That wasn't me.
I really, really want to get that. I wanna practice this one. So my question is this app available in public so I can purchase it too?
Not yet. My friend is still working on that, but it's shareable. You can access to that application on the browser. I can give you the link so you can use it for free. And also on smartphone is available. So if you go on the smartphone and you go in the browser, there is the possibility to install the application on your phone. But soon it will be possible to install it regularly, like on Play Store and other platforms. Work in progress.
Wow, this is so, so, so awesome. Wow. So yeah, I feel like I know how to practice now, thanks to you. So so you're offering lessons. So how can people find you? And if they want to know more about your services, how, do you have a website that they can check, or do you have programs that they can take?
Yes, of course. They can contact me through Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. Just I will put on the screen Giovanni Bortoluzzi, and you can send me a message, and then we can manage to do a Zoom call and a lesson, just like we did tonight or this morning in my case. And also there is a website which is about to go public, which is Osireco, and it's made by me and also my friend Walter, which is another amazing overtone singer and the creator of the application you just saw earlier. And then Roberto from Rome, which is also an incredible overtone singer and throat singer from Rome, and he builds also instruments, and he's very he has impressive knowledge of the Tuvan traditions and Tuvan styles and Tuvan instruments. So this trio of us just made a website, and people can go in and hear examples, find sources, informations, and also taking lessons from us.
So I'll be sure to put the links in the description box so anyone who is interested in can contact you and check the website.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you, Giovanni, today for sharing your knowledge and giving a mini lesson. I am into throat singing now, so I will follow your journey, and I will check more of your videos that you created on YouTube. And I'm looking forward to seeing you making more impact in the world with your knowledge.
Thank you very much. I hope
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Thank you. All right. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. And if you are really interested in, Giovanni's work, please check his website and his work. Okay. So thank you for watching, and talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. There is air moving them.